going, everyone? AFC Finners, we are back up north. I'm very excited about tonight. Championship action at the top of the table between Burnley and Leeds United. Burnley in third, Leeds in first. It should be good fun. Tamaldo and Luciano join me. Thank you, Tamaldo, for this long drive that you've done. It's about 3 hours. Lucas got to go incognito tonight, aren't you?
Very nervous.
But it's looking like a cool ground, one of the proper staples of the English Football League, or the oldest football stadiums in the world. I'm really excited about today. We've come up here nice and early. We've got a nice day out here in Lancashire. For start hopping, you can buy a map and tick off the grounds you've been to with Burnley. That's a really good idea. There we go. Ideal purchase in the club shop, £3.50 programme and £3 club pin badge. Can't complain about that. And that's definitely one of the best club shops I've seen in England. Incredible variety. Definitely know how to care for their fans. Team sheet on the back, very nice. Football heritage. That's a lovely view, and very nice thing they got here. Got a war memorial and some memorial gardens for late Burnley supporters. That's a beautiful touch. Very solemn, very nice way of paying tribute. Nice local graffiti. There's Gollum. Look at that. And of course, the piece de resistance, the Royal Dyche. Utter woke nonsense. What a pub this is. Shirts everywhere. God, that's cool. That is awesome. Ashley Lance's underpants. You'll never see that. Right, I've still got time to kill. Let's have some fun. Time to whoop Tom's ass. You can do it, Ardo. You can do it, Ardo. Oh. Wait. Oh, he's gone for no look. Oh no. Oh no, we can't take the lanes down. Drum roll, please. Here we go. Let's do this. So that's the end of game one. Lucas absolutely walloped us. He's got a hit of talent, it seems. Time for game two.
Right. Allegando at that, 82-58.
I always win something in my second game, mate. And I'll seal the victory once and for all.
Go on, what do you got to bring it home? There's points on the board. There's Quentin Tarantino. Go on, Stanley. Rollerball. Good idea.
Victory is mine. Finally, I'll win side. Alright, lovely cheeky Nando's that the boys enjoy. Evening game. Looks floodlights, looks so beautiful. I cannot wait. Onto the ground. So we're about to go inside for some exciting championship action, but before we do, let's find out a bit about today's hosts, Burnley. Burnley FC were founded in 1882 by members of the local rugby club, Burnley Rovers, following many other clubs in the area switching codes to football. They were turned professional the next year and joined the FA soon after. They were a founding member of the Football League in 1888 and won their first Lancashire Cup 2 years later. They were relegated in 1897. Although they were promoted the next season by winning the second division, they were relegated again in 1900 and spent a lengthy period in the second tier. After suffering controversy with match fixing and financial difficulties, Chairman Harry Windle saved them from financial ruin, and the appointment of John Hallworth as manager saw them see some of their finest moments. They won promotion in 1913 and won the FA Cup the next season, defeating Liverpool to claim their first major honour. They finished second in the top flight in 1920, and the next year won the top flight for the first time, which included a 30-game unbeaten run. Sadly, John Hallworth would pass away 3 years later from pneumonia. They'd be relegated to second tier in 1930, but things looked positive for them on the other side of the war, with them gaining promotion in the first season following the Second World War, and they also reached the 1947 FA Cup final, losing to Charlton Athletic. Bob Lord would become chairman in the 1950s and made sweeping changes, making them one of the first clubs to build a training centre, and they also focused on using a strong scouting system to develop young players. In 1958, Harry Potts was named manager, and 2 years later, they won the top flight, not topping the table until the final day, and with a squad with a combined cost of £13,000, equivalent to £380,000 in the modern day. Their first European campaign the next season saw them reach the quarter-finals of the European Cup. The abolition of the maximum wage in 1961 hindered Burnley, as they were no longer able to offer the wages clubs in larger places than their town of 80,000 people could, and they ended up being relegated in 1971, but were promoted again 2 years later. 3 years after this, they were relegated again, and in 1980 they fell all the way to the second tier. They would even end up in the fourth tier in the mid-1980s and narrowly avoided relegation to the conference. The 1990s saw them begin to improve though, as they won the 1992 4th Division, making them the second club to win all 4 tiers of the Football League after Wolverhampton Wanderers. Victory in the playoffs in 1994 saw them advance to the second tier. They were relegated after only one season, but they were promoted again in 2000. They experienced financial hardship in the early 2000s, but the end of the decade was a dream. Owen Coyle guided them to the Championship playoffs in 2009, and the goal from Wade Elliott was everything they could have asked for from a performance as they beat Sheffield United to become a Premier League outfit for the first time, and be their first venture into top-flight football for 33 years. Their first campaign back was not without success, as they reached the League Cup semi-finals and also had a shock win over Manchester United at Turf Moor, but they ultimately finished 18th and were relegated. Sean Dyche took charge in 2012, and in his first full season, he guided them to a second-place finish and promotion back to the Premier League. They were immediately relegated, but won the Championship to return. A lengthy stay in the top flight followed, and Dyche guided them to a 7th-place finish. This saw them play European football for the first time in 51 years, but they were defeated in the qualifying stage by Olympiacos. Sean Dyche was sacked after nearly 10 years in charge in 2022, and Burnley were relegated at the end of that season. Vincent Kompany was appointed manager and revamped the squad, as well as their style of play, and would win the Championship title to seal immediate promotion. They would not stay for long this time though, and experienced immediate relegation. Kompany left in the summer to join Bayern Munich, and was replaced by Scott Parker. He has led a positive campaign so far, with the club currently in 3rd place, and in strong contention for promotion once again. Overall, they've won 2 top-flight titles, 4 second division titles, 1 third division title, 1 4th division title, 13 Lancashire Cups, 1 Anglo-Scottish Cup, and 1 FA Cup. And a bit of trivia, the club has something of an affinity with the British royal family. Turf Moor was the first professional football ground to be visited by a member of the royal family when Prince Albert Victor, grandson of Queen Victoria, attended a friendly at the ground in 1886. When they won the FA Cup in 1914, their captain Tommy Boyle was the first captain to receive a trophy from a royal, with King George V handing him the cup. And King Charles III himself is a fan of Burnley, having grown fond of the club after working in charity in the area, and he was awarded with a Turf Moor season ticket as a result. So those are our hosts, Burnley. Let's have a look inside their home, Turf Moor. Okay boys, we're in. There's the food options in case anyone's interested. Right. Nice hot chocolate. Tom's got a cheese and onion pie and Dr. Pepper. Hallelujah.
And a hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate too. Life is good. Only $2.50. Not bad. I couldn't resist. I've gone for it myself. $4.20. Tom said it was lovely. I'll let it sit in my pocket for a bit and then try it. But that does look good. So Clayton Park Bakery, not pucker like most grounds are. Tom said it's the nicest pie he's had. Let's give it a try. Well, the Lancastrians are well known for their pies. Steams screams off mine. Let's give it a go. Fair play, he's got a point. That's delicious, nice and creamy. Like Tom said, not too hot. That's really good. Perfect texture on the crust as well. Crusty but not invasive, quite soft as well. That's delicious. Fair play, I like that. Good job, Burnley. There's loads of Burnley heritage. They've got like these things at the top across this corridor, sort of showing like facts and figures about the club. We've got all the club honours here and their history throughout the Football League. So go and look at this. Every single one that they won is on this wall, and all of their kits throughout history. That's brilliant. The tribute, they used to play in green. They chose claret and blue because the most successful team in the country at the time, Aston Villa, so they copied their colours. Apparently University of Burnley still playing green. Look at that, some lovely shirts amongst all those. They've got a huge list of managers throughout the years, some great names on there, chairman throughout the years, and some more facts and figures up there. But fair play, this is a great way to preserve the heritage of your club and tell people about the history. There's Tom's heroes, Michael Duff, Northern Ireland International, Carston Town legend. There we go, since I was talking about the kit, I've got a bit of tribute to it there. And that club crest throughout the history. Some of these nice, some not so much. Look at that orange one, it's disgusting.
I quite like this one.
Yeah, that's the one we all grew up with. I think that one's my favourite though, that one there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Turf Moor.
Number 7, Jeremy Sarmiento. Number 9, J.
Not bad at all.
16, John Egan.
Well, here we are in our seats. Tickets were tight for this game, so we're very close to each other. But look at these old-fashioned seats. I love them. Well maintained. Love a bit of retro. How are you feeling, boys?
Tired.
So we'll have like a sort of chain reaction to everything that happens. Nice close proximity.
Through first half, it's been a very tight game so far. Leeds been slightly better team, but it feels like both teams have a brick wall in defence. I think the first team who slips up will be the first to concede, but it's a true title clash, very tight and very difficult to see who will sneak through if anyone can. Still 0-0 as it stands. Half time, as expected, a very cagey encounter goes in 0-0 at the break. Could be a very interesting second half. It's anyone's game as it stands. I think it'll be one goal to decide it if we do get a goal. Half time 0-0.
So they were in front to me in the first half, but thankfully we got loads of spare seats. So it's us together for half number 2.
Through second half, it remains goalless, but Leeds have definitely been the better team this half. Burnley seemed a bit shaky. The passing's not been as sufficient. They're kicking it up long and giving away possession a lot more. But there's a few moments where both teams playing off in the back. You feel like the keepers is going to make a mistake. But it remains 0-0 for now. Maybe one goal to win it. We'll see. Full time at Turf Moor, and it is indeed a stalemate. I think both sides will be simultaneously pleased that they didn't give away any ground, but also disappointed that they didn't gain any. But fair play to Burnley, though, resolute, solid, and whilst they did slow down last minute, they kept Leeds out. Going into this, as they have told, but they've held their own, and that's why it's finished. Burnley 0, Leeds 0.
So that was Turf Moor, home of Burnley. It's been a really nice day, fun day out in Lancashire, and whilst the 0-0, it was a tight and intense game, did provide entertainment. Good to see two teams top of the league and great to enjoy a top of the table fixture. Hopefully if we do come back next time there'll be goals. But Tomaldo, thank you for all the planning and the lengthy drive, 3-hour drive home now. So thank Luciano for joining us as well. And
do you guys think I fit in as a neutral?
you hit well. Groucho
didn't have much to celebrate.
Groucho Luke did well. But yeah, it's been a fun evening. I'm taking a little bit of time before the next one because I've got birthday in Six Nations, but the plan is to go to Ardley on the 11th of February, which I look forward to. But for now, thank you all for watching. It's been another great ground to tick off. Definitely recommend it. I shall tell you why in a moment. But thank you all for watching. I'll see you soon. Time to rate the experience. So we will start off with the welcome, and I think they've got it spot on, to be fair. It's a club that clearly means a lot to the local community, like just everything around Turf Moor as well. Like they've really kept their heritage, and the Royal Dyche was generally one of the best pubs I've ever been to. I loved the shirts they had everywhere, how proud they were of their history, and around the ground as well. It's just really does teach you a lot about the club, and I thought that was fantastic. So yeah, they definitely make outsiders feel welcome, and all people are really friendly. It's a typical thing in a lot of areas of the north. People do just tend to be very friendly, and Burnley was no exception. So definitely makes you feel welcome. Really nice staff, and just overall a really positive vibe. So we felt very comfortable, and it's people from all the way down south. Some people might have felt uncomfortable, but we didn't feel that way at all. We really enjoyed it. Nice crowd, easy to engage with, and overall just a really good vibe. You saw things around like the memorial outside the front of the stadium and the bar they had opposite the ground. They just do a lot of effort into make it a really pleasant match experience. So I think it's a really solid welcome. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Food and drink, also excellent. Plenty of stuff around the grounds, but that pie, I've been to a lot of games, so that's up there with the best pies I've ever had. That was absolutely delicious. Creamy, cheesy, can't complain. The hot chocolate was a bit off, but it's kind of something I'm used to. Just went a bit watery, but the range they had, you saw the options available: pies, hot dogs. They were fully stacked of them. There's been a lot of grounds I've been to where those kind of options, they've ended up saying, oh, we haven't got that. But no, they covered all bases and did very well. I think they probably could have done with a few more like kiosks outside the grounds. I didn't see too many of like, the chips or hot dog stands. I think there could have been some more of them just for people wanted to get stuff before they went in, but there were still one or two. But overall, I think, for an even game, you need to make sure you get dinner at the ground, and Burnley definitely made sure you cover that. So plenty of food available. It wasn't one of those things where you have to get a pie and then you're feeling a bit hungry, so you get a pack of crisps and just feel weird. Definitely covered it really well. So I'll give the food and drink another 9 out of 10. Atmosphere, it was a bit mixed. There were points where it was really vibrant and exciting, but it's definitely Leeds fans that had the dominance of the atmosphere. They were absolutely superb, some of the best away supporters I've ever seen. It was never quiet, I would say. There wasn't too much chanting going on, but you could still feel like the vibe cheering the team on. But there weren't too many chants in the Burnley fans, but at least it wasn't all quiet throughout the game. Like there was certain points where they interacted with the Leeds fans where you could definitely feel it intensifying. But I thought given the season they're having, the fans maybe would have generated a bit more noise. So, but the thing is, a lot of championship grounds I've been to in recent years, the atmosphere has been terrible. But Burnley certainly wasn't bad. I just think for a club in third place in championship having a really good season, you'd expect maybe a few more chants. So I'll probably give the atmosphere 6 out of 10. Stadium, Turf Moor, I feel some people maybe give it not the best reputation, and in fairness, when you see it on the telly, it doesn't exactly look like the nicest grounds, but in person it felt completely different to what it looked like on the telly. The stand we were in was really cool. There was quite a cozy vibe to it almost, and I loved the retro seats that they had. I thought that was really cool. So it's definitely a stadium that's keen to remember its heritage. The stands are named after club legends, and inside you got all the history, like so much detail and dedication to preserving the history of the club. There's so much thought and effort put in, considering it's one of the oldest stadiums in the world. The amount of care they've taken of it, there's barely anywhere that needs a lick of paint. It's really well maintained, very clean, so they definitely take a lot of pride in that, and it was just a really good place to watch football. I think the only issue with where we were was maybe the roof and the pillars in the way. I think maybe, I know it's easier said than done, but maybe there's a way they could reshape the roof so it's pointing upwards and there's no pillars. So I'm not an architect, but maybe someone knows a way where you can hold the roof up using something else. But it's still like a good view, still got a decent shot of the game, and it was just a really nice stand. So overall, it's a really solid stadium and much better than I expected. I'd say I was pleasantly surprised. It doesn't look the most aesthetically pleasing on the telly, but it's really good that they haven't sold out, they haven't forgotten where they come from. So overall, Turf Moor, I would say, is a really nice ground and very easy to get to as well. Really good surrounding area. So I'll give the ground a 7.5 out of 10. And finally, value for money. The ticket was 44 quid, which I think is more than any ticket really needs to cost for a league game. But apart from that, it wasn't actually too bad. 3 quid for a pin badge, $3.50 for a programme, $2.50 for a hot chocolate. Many clubs would charge way more than that. But, it was only $4.20 for the pie. I've seen clubs charge way more than that at this kind of stadium. So overall, you weren't out of pocket at all apart from the ticket, but at least you got that long before. But overall, on the match day experience, I barely spent more than a tenner. So it is pretty solid. They're not ripping people off, and I think they're very respectful in that. What they charge maybe too much for a match day ticket. They definitely make up for it in terms of everything else. I didn't feel ripped off by anything else at all. So I think the value for money was pretty solid aside from the ticket. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10. So that was Turf Moor, a wonderful adventure to Lancashire and a really fun day in spite of it being a 0-0. It's definitely one I remember fondly and really good way to spend a Monday night. Thank you to Maldo for the long drive. I know it was very difficult, especially in the winter dark, but much appreciated you did that. Thank you, Luciano, for joining us and doing a good job disguising yourself. That was really fun. Like I said, I'm on a bit of a break for a little bit whilst I celebrate my birthday and enjoy Six Nations, but we'll be back soon. And thank you for everyone for supporting. It's great that we've been able to see a game at the top of the Championship. I'm very grateful for these opportunities. Long may they continue. Thank you everyone for watching. I've been AFC Finners. If you'd like to support the channel and support days out like this, you can check out my Patreon in the link below and support the channel for as little as £1 a month. See you next time.